It looks like 1989 for China is George Orwell's 1984 come to life.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Ange, because the Orwell principle is that powerful rulers always, in order to try to control the present, try to control the past. And if they control the past, then they control the future. Louisa Lim, the National Public Radio China reporter, has coined the very nice phrase, the People's Republic of Amnesia. And I think that summarizes the developments in the last several weeks, where there is an attempt to enforce a silence, to enforce an amnesia about these very significant events 25 years ago today.
Why is China so afraid of commemorating this instance in its history? To not address it, to ignore it completely, to round up activists and lawyers and journalists, many of whom have been arrested and or have disappeared?
I think there are many reasons, and they're quite contradictory. There is a Chinese expression that water can float boats, but it can also overturn them. I mean, there is a fear by the Chinese Communist Party authorities of the people. It's also embarrassing in the sense that in the name of the people, terrible violence was inflicted by the People's Liberation Army 25 years ago today. But then there is the Chinese Communist Party presumption. I think it's probably foolish that actually memory is slipping away, that young people, most young Chinese people, do not know about what happened on June the 4th, 1989. I think as well there is one other point that's not being discussed anywhere, or not enough anywhere, which is that they are afraid of June the 4th because they know that June the 4th is like a fist in the pocket of power. That is, that June the 4th is a warning signal. It's a reminder, in a strange way, to all of the population that this violence can recur again and will be used again if necessary.
Well, and isn't that what we're seeing with that anti-corruption crackdown from Xi Jinping and the new leadership? Also, June 4th, 25th anniversary comes in the face of China as it faces down the Uyghurs and its own domestic terrorism that it's classified as terrorism, as people are rising up in anger domestically there. How has Tiananmen Square played into also this modern-day China?
Well, you're right, Ange, that quite a lot of the resistance to one-party rule in China has to do with remembering. That's true for the Uyghurs, it's true for the Tibetans, it's true also for many in Taiwan, and it's certainly true in Hong Kong. You will this evening have a very large gathering, a candlelight vigil. All of the politics of resistance, which is about democracy, is really an attempt to use the past as a lever against the present and to, if you like, upend that Orwell principle. It's clear that the real significance, I think, the long-term significance of June the 4th is that it was on that day, 25 years ago, that the whole socialist project was defeated. It was the end. It was, as I say in a piece that I've published in the last 2 days, it was a period of the Prague Spring of China. That is, what was born on June the 4th, 1989, was a new democratic politics.
Professor Keane, just quickly, is China afraid that this could happen again?
Well, it has happened in Xinjiang, and it has happened in Tibet. There is, of course, growing fears in Hong Kong of censorship and, for example, the attempt to close down the June 4th museum. and it remains a weapon. There has been, in the last 25 years, a tremendous build-up of policing and military power, and that can be used domestically. So this is what I mean by June the 4th being a fist in the pocket of the Chinese authorities.
Still very much in the minds of people,
is of course unknown.
Not only in China, Hong Kong, and around the world. Professor Keane, got to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on this 25th anniversary of Tiananmen.